This video is brought to you by the FARMER-KLEIN YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Fox Farms. But before that, this video is brought to you by Alan McHorn and Mark DuPont. Thank you for being farm barons. So Fox Farms can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the first release, this map is available for all platforms. Let's read a little bit on the description. Welcome to Fox Farms. What the map provides is 22 fields, 4 meadows, 1 farm, a fuel station, water filling stations for seed, fertilizer, etc., cow pasture. We have the open bunker silos. We have 8 sell points, animal dealership, vehicle shop, BGA, and missions. So let's go ahead and jump on in. We'll go ahead and activate the mods we typically use when we take a look at maps that include additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, and field calculator. Now, I will say I loaded this map up on farm manager mode, and in doing so, there is nothing at the main farm or at the cow area. It is all completely blank. If you are thinking in any way of customizing the build, I would highly suggest you load in farm manager mode, because there are some things that you cannot sell here at the main farm and over at the cow area. We're going to talk about those during the video, but if at any point in time you decide, you know what, I'm probably going to want to change how some things work, then you probably want to start in farm manager, with the caveat that the cow areas you cannot put down. They are not available for placement from the build mode. So let's go ahead and talk about slot usage. In new farmer mode, which is what we have here, we are using 912 slots. In farm manager mode, where there are no buildings, no machinery, you just have the map bare, it is 555 slots being used. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. You see this map is mostly composed of large rectangular fields, so a few smaller fields scattered here and there. We do have all of the crop types available to us here in Farm Sim 22. Take a look at the lands area. We start up by owning field 25, as well as field 17, and the main farm area, which includes a little field right here off the road, field 3. So the main farm is 6.28 acres in size, $183,000 basically. Field 25 is 23 acres in size, $566,000. Field 17 is 20 acres in size and $501,000. Now this area right up here, this is the large cow area. It is 18 acres in size, can be bought for $786,000. We have a biogas plant that can be bought for $155,000, nearly $156,000. And then we do have the rest of the map, which is going to be all buyable fields. So let's go ahead and jump down here to our field calculator, where we're going to be able to see how big the various fields are on the map. We own fields 3, 17, and 25 at the start. And then we look at fields 1 through 20-something. You can see that they are fairly large. We've got a 21, a 14, a 24 hectare size fields. We come down here to almost 19. Then we have a 9, and we get to a little bit smaller ones here where we have 4 hectares, 3, and 2.24. We move over here to our field lease screen, or farmland lease screen. Now this is showing us buyable farm lands, which may or may not correspond to having fields on them. But what we can see is at a glance the farm land, the field that may or may not be associated with that, and then the cost for that particular piece of farmland. So we have a 5.43 hectare size farmland here for $65,000. This is the one. This one is tied to field 26, $786,000. $1.3 million for field number 1. Field number 4 is $1.4 million. We've got some pretty costly fields, but they are fairly large in size. Also, here we have field 19 at 34.46 hectares in size at $2 million. Let's go ahead and get up here and check out our crop calendar. So we do have the base game crop calendar available to us here on Fox Farms. If we take a look at our prices screen, you're going to see that we do have indeed quite a few sell points, and most of our crops are going to be able to be sold at most of those sell points. In fact, we can sell all of the crops that we can grow here on Farm Sim 22. We also have a sell point for eggs, wool, and milk. We do not have the ability to sell wood because there isn't a sawmill on the map. We do have the ability to sell wood chips. Interesting enough, we have hay, straw, and grass sell points. And then we move down to our production areas, and we do have the ability to sell most of the production that is available in the base game of Farm Sim 22, with the exception of planks. For whatever reason, we cannot sell planks on the map, but we can sell furniture. Now, we do not have a sawmill on the map, so that's not probably that big of a deal that we cannot necessarily sell planks. But if we do put a sawmill down, we could move those planks over to the furniture warehouse, or as has been reminded in another map video, if we do put down a carpentry facility that does make furniture, it will also accept logs in addition to planks. We do have the ability to buy bulk lime, but we do not have a stone crusher on the map either. So you're going to need to put down your own stone crusher if you do play with rocks. Here we have our starting equipment. It is all new. None of it is leased. It's all well maintained. We do have 3 large cow pens on the map. We do not own them at the start, but we will take a look at basically how many they keep and such forth. We do have contracts available to us, and we do not own any production chains at the start. Let's go ahead and kind of walk down the lane and check out the main farm here. So Fox Farms is a map that was released in Farm Sim 19. It has now been converted over to Farm Sim 22. If you enjoyed the map in 19, well, you're going to surely enjoy the map in FS 22 also. So here we have our farmhouse, complete with farm dog. By the way, if you haven't realized, there is a naming contest currently going on for the farm dog because they're going to be putting it in their merch store to sell as a little bit of a plushie. So here we have our sleep trigger. And then as far as what you can sell on this farm, you can sell the buildings you see here. You can sell this building, which is just decorative. You can sell the buildings you see over there. You can sell the silo that is located right there. That is just decorative silo. You can sell all of these Meridian bins without any hassle whatsoever. You can sell the shed here without any hassle whatsoever. You can sell, there is a fuel trigger right here. You can sell it. But for whatever reason, you cannot sell the workshop trigger. Let's go ahead and show you that. So if we click on the workshop trigger, it says, no, not going to happen. Cannot sell the workshop trigger. We can sell decorations. We can sell the gas station. But we can't sell the vehicle shop. So if you do sell everything on the farm here, you will be left with the vehicle shop, which is this trigger and then this rack of tires and then the icon right there. There is one more Meridian bin located around the back of this building, and that is pretty much your main farm. So let's go ahead and check out our starting machinery. So on new farmer mode, we start out with a Maxim CVX 135. We have the Maximum 340 CVX drive tractor. Then we have the Axle Flow 7155 harvester. That is paired up with the 25-foot TerraFlex 3020 grain header. There isn't a grain header trailer. We have the New Holland L318 skid steer loader, the 1986 pickup truck, the ASW 271 trailer. We have the Prolander 7500 cultivator and the Rapid A 800S seeder. We have the Breedall K105 fertilizer spreader. We have a bucket for our skid steer loader. We have a 650 kilogram front weight And we have the convey all 1690 conveyor in order to put product into the Meridian bins. Then we have the Meridian TL1239 to pull product out of the bins. And that is our farm tour. We have our starting equipment. And let's go again and get set up for the fly around. We're going to fly right on over to the cow area, which you can see right off in the distance there. And we're going to talk about the cow areas. We're going to talk about what we can and cannot sell over there also. So overall, the map is fairly flat. The fields do have a little bit of undulation to them. I was flying around the map earlier, and I did notice that as I would get a little bit further to the west, I was flying over a sunflower field, and the sunflowers were getting higher and higher toward me. So there is a slight elevation change. But overall, as you can see, the map is predominantly flat. Here we have that little field 3 that we own at the start. We also own this field, field 25 at the start. And here we have 3 large cow areas. We have 2 silage bunkers located right here. Very large, kind of open silage bunkers divided by those barriers. We have some decorative bits in these 2 silos. They are just decorative. And then we have these sheds. So the sheds cannot be deleted. Interesting enough, if we come in here into build mode and we click on the shed, you'll see it highlights. Right? We click on it and we hit sell, but it doesn't go away. And I don't want to make it go away quite yet. Same one over this one. We click on it. It says, hey shed, we can hit sell, but it doesn't go away. We come down here, we can click on our little barriers. And you see that just part of them light up. We can hit sell, but they don't go away. The trigger, I think, goes away, but the barriers stay. The same with this one. We can hit sell, but they stay. So let's go ahead and get out of build mode. Let's come on over here and check out our silage. So our silage trigger really is where we see this change from gravel to concrete. All the way over to here. And then the same with this one, where it is gravel to concrete. It's a little bit bigger. Then goes all the way over to here. It's a very large, kind of open gravel or silage areas. Then for our cow areas, we have 3 cow areas. They are mostly set up the same. So we have the ability to put in 200 cows. Let's buy Holsteins for that one. And then the Holstein area, we have a food trough. We have the water trough. We have our milk trigger. We have a slurry trigger. And then we have our manure heap. Then we have 2 more cow areas. One right here. We'll put Angus in that one. And then we have another one here at the back, at the end of the fence. And we will put Limousine in that one. So we have then water trough, food trough, milk and slurry. That is for the Angus. And then we have slurry and milk for this third area. So basically we have 3 cow areas. They're all set up here. They will all kind of look the part. Here, in fact, here we have our Holstein way over here to the side, whereas we bought them over here on this one. We can sell all of these cow areas. We can sell the fences. We can make this whole area go away. And in new farmer mode, this whole area goes away. But if we look here in build mode under animals, cows, there isn't a custom pin. The only thing we can put down are the base game items. So if you want the cows to look like this, you're going to have to do new farmer mode, and you are going to have to live with the fact that you're not going to be able to sell these things. So in fact, let's go here, let's hit sell. And let's hit sell here, right? Well, they're still there. The triggers are still there. I don't know what we sold, but everything is still here as it was before we sold it. Now this one is a little catchy. Watch this. We're going to come here and we're going to sell this. But it's still here. Look at that. We're going to sell this one. But it's still here. And we can't sell it. We sell our decorative bits. It also got rid of the awnings that were here. And it got rid of the fences for our cow areas. So be careful what you are selling because, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to put food in the trough anymore. Looks like maybe we are able to, but at any rate, just be very careful what you sell in a new farmer mode because you can't sell everything. And some things may be tied to other things that you may or may not want to get rid of. Let's go ahead and traverse some of these long fields. Overall, the map is set up for very large machinery. You won't have any issue driving large machinery around. Poles that are close to the roads are still back a little bit, and there isn't any issue because you've got a fair bit of land kind of on the other side of the road that you wouldn't really have to worry about that. I haven't really seen traffic on this map. So here we have one of our grain sell points. Right through there. Other than the silos that are at the main farm, all these other silos are just decorative. They do not serve any functional purpose. Let's talk about our ratings. We do have 2 production items on the map. We have a grain mill and a biogas plant. As far as areas set aside for that, you could probably say that you could put some more production down here at the biogas plant area. You could also say you could probably put some production up there at the main farm without chewing into farmland. It's kind of a little sketchy. I'm not really sure if I want to give the map a full point because we just have 2 production items and we really don't have a whole lot of land without kind of digging into farmland in order to put down production. But there are plenty of places to put down production, and chewing up a little bit of one of these big fields isn't going to be that big of a deal. So I think we'll go ahead and give a full point on that. As far as the ability to sell all of your included crops, base game production, and animal outputs, we are missing the ability to sell planks. We are missing a stone crusher. So we're going to drop it down to a 0.75 on that regard. And as we just saw, we spent a fair bit of time talking about what we could and couldn't sell. We are going to give the map a 0.75 on can the farms be customized. Overall, the main farm has a lot of area. You can put stuff down. You can get rid of most of the stuff. And the fact that you can start up in new farm manager mode and have nothing there whatsoever, including the things that you can't sell, then I think that is a good point as to why we're giving it just 3/4 of a point and not taking more off. The silage bunkers you cannot sell, but again, if you start in farm manager mode, they're not there. You can put your own silage bunkers down. I just wish you could put down those cow areas because I think that is one of the distinct aspects that makes this map kind of more unique other than other kind of American farm maps. So down here we have a bevy of sell points. This is also where we're going to find our vehicle shop. So we'll talk about all of these sell points when we get down to the drive around. We have our semi-custom grain mill right here. So we have the base game grain mill with a couple other bins that have been added. Right there. We have our animal dealer, which includes an animal dealer sell point located right here. The only other point of interest is going to be over here in the corner, and this is going to be our biogas plant. The biogas plant also includes a buy point for diesel. Let's go ahead and fly over there super quick. So we do have to buy the land in order to be able to see the triggers for the biogas plant. So once you buy that, then the triggers are going to pop up for that. Then we have our fuel buy point. I want to fly back over real quick to the shop, and that's where we're going to continue with our drive around. So down here at the shop, we have our trigger right here at the trailer. Let's go ahead and get our Mahindra. We can see that the Mahindra spawns in here. We have a fairly large area for our machinery to spawn in at. And as far as the entrance here, fairly sized area for us to bring big machinery in and out of the shop area. We have our customized repair, sell, and trade trigger located right here with our activation icon by the door. And in fact, the trigger actually extends the entire length of the building, even over to the other side of the building. So you can put machinery over there on the other side of the building and still be able to activate this. We do have a water trigger right there. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about all of these sell points, because there's probably about 5 sell points here at this one particular location. Here is that customized repair and sell trigger. As I said, extends through the building onto this side. This trigger is not a sell point, but this is a buy point in order to buy bulk seed, solid fertilizer, and lime. We do have the ability to buy fuel also here at the shop. And then let's start talking about all of these sell points. So we'll go here to our sell points and click on through. So we have here at the end of the building, this is the feed warehouse. We have on the front of the building a grain mill warehouse and a western grain silo warehouse. On the end of the half-domed building, we have the provision store. And then on the end of the side of the building, where we had a little jut out, we have the cloth and furniture storage. So a lot of different sell points have been placed here in one specific spot. Let's make our way over to the grain mill. We'll pull up the PDA down in the corner so you can kind of get an idea of where we are as we are driving around. So we have our pallet spawn point for our flour pallets. We have our dump station and our interactive icon there. Pretty straightforward. From this perspective, you can see we have a fairly wide area of the road. I'm going to check and see and make sure that these poles do or don't have collisions. Let's find out. Oh, they do indeed. They stop us right on a dime. I'll go ahead and just motor real fast over to that sell point. I like to drive over the sell points. You may have noticed that. And the reason for doing that is back in FS17, There was a map that came out during the FS17 mod contest, which I hope they kick back off for FS22. They should be this summer if they do kick it off. At any rate, there was a map that came out for the FS17 mod contest that when it first released, there weren't collisions on at least one of the cell points. So if you went to drive your tractor and trailer over the cell grate in order to dump product into it, well, you discovered that you fell into the dump grate as opposed to over top of it. So here we have this cell point right here, and this one is Grain West Silo. Now, of course, with a mod like the Paint and Terraform Anywhere mod on PC, you could put other buildings down at some of these other areas with respect to production or other animal areas. I think overall this map is kind of set up to be a large kind of beef operation. There are milk triggers there, but I think really it's ideally set up for a beef operation. So on our right here, we do have the biogas plant. No, not the biogas plant. It's our animal dealer. Larson's livestock auction. So we have our animal trigger right there. Come around the stockyard, and we come to a sell point that is here associated with the animal livestock auction place. And then really the last point of interest, the last really point of contention is the biogas plant, which we're going to make our way down to just now. So let's talk about the map and the map scoring. We talked about giving the map a full point with respect to production. Yes, it only has 2 production. We're just going to give it a little bit. I don't know. We don't have a limit on how little bit of production you need to have. These fields are large. I don't feel too terrible bad about carving out a little bit of a chunk here and there in order to put other production down. The land is easily flat enough for you to flatten it out even more and do that. With respect to being able to sell all the base game products, we're going to give the map, as we said, 3/4 of a point there. We're going to give the map 3/4 of a point with respect to farms being customizable. All of these buildings are basically FS22 buildings. So we're going to go ahead with them having the new texturing system for the most part. And then player and interactive areas clearly marked. They are indeed. In fact, here we have another pressure washer. We have another water trigger. And like I said, once we buy this particular facility, those triggers will pop up. Then we have a fuel buy point located right here. So overall, I think we're going to give the map 3/4 of a point on the trigger areas because we are missing the little floaty blue icon here for the fuel. We are missing the little blue floaty icon for the fuel over at the kind of the shop complex. So overall, the map is going to get a score of 4.25 out of 5. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below as to if you are going to play Fox Farms. We've had a fair bit of maps release over the last little bit. In fact, we have had, this is now 5 maps in 5 working days because we had a map release last Friday. Then we had a map release Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today is Thursday. Will tomorrow have another map in store for us? Well, only time will tell, so tune into the channel and find out if we get yet another map first impressions video on Friday, March 19th. And if you're watching this some point in the future, just be aware that there are several Farm Sim 22 map review playlists We have a master map review playlist that every map video is going to be going into. This one is also in the American Farms or the American Maps playlist, but we also have playlists for UK and Irish maps. We have a playlist for European maps. We have a playlist for South American maps. We have a playlist for Polish maps and for American style maps, as well as a playlist for forestry. So until next time, happy farming.